The Trump administration said that a deal with Iran is most likely going to be reached today, maybe tomorrow. This is causing oil to go down in price. This is causing the indices to race to all-time highs. We'll talk about this. There's also an opportunity in the stock market here today because something just stupid. So we'll go through that as well. We'll talk about Bitcoin and where Bitcoin's at. If you don't mind, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this one. If you want to trade crypto, check out the link underneath the video in the link tree to BidFi. You can sign up in just a few minutes, and there's up to a $2,000 deposit bonus if you deposit $20,000. Now, if you don't deposit that much, let's say you deposit $500, you get a $100 bonus. You deposit $100 in USDT, you get a 50 USDT bonus. There's also a link to Ubit down there as well. Another great platform to trade on. You can trade stocks, you can trade commodities, you can trade crypto. They have over 1,000 different assets on there. And there's also a link to BTCC where you can get a 10% deposit bonus on your first time deposit. I mention all these because everyone likes a different platform. Everyone likes different optionality. So you can try out one of them, and if you don't like one, you can try the next. Now, look at this. The market is racing up once again. The Dow's up 1.1%, the NASDAQ 1.2%, and the S&P 500 up about 0.6%. This is bringing the S&P 500 up to all-time highs. VOO is the most well-known S&P 500 index fund, and it's never hit 700 before. Now, it might not seem like we're at all-time highs, maybe because your AI stock isn't quite there, or maybe you invested in Microsoft, and even though it's had a good run, it's still down $100 from all-time highs. But what you have to remember is this is a collection of the 500 largest companies, and we haven't really seen semiconductors and hyperscalers do well at the same time. So now that hyperscalers are getting back in the mix and semiconductor companies or AI companies are doing fairly well today, we're hitting all-time highs. A large portion of this is due to oil coming down. Oil crashed to $77 after Qatar and US-Iran de-escalation efforts continued. And we're hearing word that Scott Bessent is saying that the US and Iran could reach a deal today or tomorrow to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. So you can go and look, and yeah, oil's down to $76, down 5% on the day. The VIX is down 2% as well. We continue to get good earnings reports as well. We just got Palantir's earnings and they crushed it. We got Amazon's last week, and yeah, the whole market is believing in this AI trade. It seems like over the last couple of days. I mean, the hyperscalers, a couple of them are up 20% in just a few days. Now, Amazon stock. There's some news last night that Bezos was dumping $4 billion of Amazon shares. A lot of people get worried when they see this because they're like, oh, well, Bezos obviously knows something that we don't. Maybe we shouldn't be that bullish, or he's going to continue selling. Maybe we should sell before, stuff like that. Bezos has been selling for a very long time. He has regular plans to sell. The majority of his net worth is still in Amazon, even after selling billions of dollars of Amazon every year. This is about 1.5% of his net worth. Of his net worth in Amazon, I should say. I asked ChatGPT just to confirm. And yeah, he owns about 8.2% of the company, which, based on today's value, around $250 million. So his $4 billion sell is basically nothing to him. But yet, Amazon itself is down about 2.33% today. Of course, it is up 20% in the last 5 days, but this might give you a little bit of an opportunity while other stocks are up to be able to average into Amazon a little bit more if you felt a little bit underexposed. The underlying company is still doing fantastic, and AWS growth is just insane. So yeah, again, if you feel like you need more exposure to Amazon, maybe a decent time to dollar cost average. That being said, anything can happen with this war, and what Scott Bessent says, like, I'm not taking as law. U.S. and Iran conflict, it continues to get, it continues to circularly unfold, where we hear that there's going to be some deal, then there's maybe some memorandum of understanding, and then one of them shoots missiles at the other, and then we go back into the strait being closed. So just know, like, I'm not playing the short term with the Strait of Hormuz. I'm not really playing the short term even with Amazon or anything like that. Like, I'm just dollar cost averaging into the assets that I like over the long term. And of course, if there are opportunities from people being annoyed, like that Bezos is selling, then I might take that as an opportunity to dollar cost average more into the asset. And like, I think this is actually a big opportunity when you have someone that's indiscriminately selling. It can offer opportunities for other people to be able to buy, because he's selling regardless of how the business is doing. Just like some people are indiscriminately selling Bitcoin. It's right around 64,000. It really has not. It really hasn't done anything in the last month. This is typically one of the better times to be buying. It's right at the 200-week moving average. And no one really wants to buy Bitcoin right now because, well, typically we go a little bit further down in the year. In October, November, that's when we typically bottom. If you look at every 4-year cycle, it's really interesting too, because I had a friend who works at a large advising company. He's an advisor himself, and he sent me a video. It was like I think it was short form TikTok of someone saying how crazy this chart is, and it was basically just showing the distance between bull market tops and bear market bottoms is almost the same every cycle. And I was like, yeah, that's very true. They made it seem like it was to the day, which it's not to the day perfect, but almost exactly a year after the all-time high, we reached the bottom. Now, it's not perfect. Sometimes there's 20, 30 days of variance, but typically it's almost exactly 1 year after the top, we hit bottom, and then it takes about 3 years to get back up to the top again. So when is that bottom? Well, we topped in October of last year, early October. So could be as soon as 2 months from now. The bottom could be. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video. Again, I don't think it's the worst idea to dollar cost average right now. I think it's maybe a little bit more dangerous to just like stand in your hands and think that we're going a lot lower and try to wait, because even if we do go lower, a lot of the time people won't pull the trigger. So I am dollar cost averaging right now. I'll continue to dollar cost average heavier as we get closer to the eventual bottom. I am looking at selling some different assets to be able to buy even more Bitcoin, like some rental properties and other assets as well. I'm not going to sell a rental property and then put it all into Bitcoin, to be clear. I'm going to split it up between some equities and Bitcoin. A lot of it too. I think there are huge opportunities in the stock market and in crypto, but a lot of it too is just trying to simplify, right? Not trying to have as many headaches during tax time with, doing a bunch of stuff for these rentals, or, the headaches of having rentals in the first place, even with management companies. So yeah, simplifying, getting a little bit smarter as time goes on, dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin and quality equities. I think that's the way to go. Of course, rentals can do well too. That's a discussion for a different day, but let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. I really do appreciate it. If you do want to trade, there are links underneath the video to BidFi, UBIT, and BTCC, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Just a reminder, this is not financial advice. This is not legal advice. Do your own research. I'm never going to reach out to you either in the comment section or through any other means to try to get you to invest in something that I'm investing in or to send me crypto. Some links underneath the video are affiliate links. I may earn a commission, but this is at no extra cost to you. Of course, do your own due diligence.